What's going on, guys? This is Yacineygo, and today we're going to be going over a bunch of new, really interesting and really powerful cards. So let's get right into it as soon as you smash the like and subscribe button. So the first one is a new Archmage card, and Konami has been on fire with the Medius lore. I guess there's Archmage, there's Doomsy, there's... I was gonna say Hecka Hands, not even close, but there's also Elven Notes. I was gonna say 11 Notes, oh my god, just like in the video when I review the cards. But yeah, by the way, Elven Notes combo video deck profile coming up real soon. That deck is freaking insane. But Archmage is getting a new fusion monster, and this one's super cool. So level 7 Earth Illusion, fusion monster, materials 2 Archmage monsters, so I guess super poly target. Must be either fusion summoned or special summoned from the extra deck by discarding a spell or trap and tributing a level 7 or higher Archmage monster from your hand or field. You can have like 0 monsters on your field and just go contact fuse from the hand, discard 2 cards. It's kind of insane. You can only special summon Archmage non-finito once per turn this way, no matter which method you use. Alright, if this card is special summoned, you can set 1 Archmage spell or trap from your deck. That's pretty good, that's a starter. So you can transform like bricks and random garbage in your hand into like full combo. That's really cool. And then once per opponent's turn, quick effect, you can fusion summon 1 fusion monster from extra deck using monsters you control. It would have been nice if it could also include the hand, and if it treated it as a spell card so that you could make a Guardian Chimera, but whatever, still a good card. And from what I've heard from Archmage players, this is a good card. So yeah, good for you guys, and also good for the Genesis players, because Archmage is a top tier deck in Genesis. And that's the reason why moving forward, every time I review new cards, I'm gonna be a little more generous in the way I review them, because even if they're not good for the TCG, they can still be good for Genesis. So sometimes when I say, oh, this deck looks like it has tier 1 potential, maybe not in like the real format, but at the very least in Genesis format. So, you know, cards are, except if it's like a link-based deck and it sucks ass, then it's bad for the TCG and it's unplayable for Genesis. Anyways, let's get into the new Exorcister cards. And these ones are like a bomb. And I think a lot of people have been waiting for this video because... my god. And this is not a live reaction, I already know what they do. Exorcister Carmel, continuing the lore, because I think this is the dark counterpart of Martha. Martha has a lot of, like, counterparts, actually. It's like, it's just, no, it's not, it's just, whatever, I forgot. But anyways, rank 4, Dark Fairy, 26, 18, 2 level 4 Exorcister monsters. It's not like you can just use the 2 spirit monsters or whatever to make it, so keep that in mind. Or like Fua and like a spirit. You can only use the first and second effect once per turn. If this card is XC summoned, you can activate this effect. So during the end phase of this turn, you set an Exorcister spell trap from your deck, grave, or banished. So you can only play, you can play 1 if you want to, and then you can keep looping it over and over. And even under Droll, this effect is really good. So I love this card, obviously. So far, so very good. It's really nice to know that you don't have to always play cards that just search. Because I think Pax is a quickly spell that searches that you can only use on the main phase, if I recall correctly, yeah? Yeah, exactly. So in other words, like, you would chain Pax to, like, Droll, or you would chain Pax to a card that searches. That way you search 2 cards at the same time, so if you do get Drolled, it's not the end of the world. You should do the second thing that I stated, by the way, in case you're trying to play around double Droll. Because if you go, like, let's say, a garbage example, but let's just say you activate, like, Pot of Extravagance, or, like, a pod card, draw cards, and then your opponent draws you, and then you chain Pax, and then your opponent can chain a second draw, and then the Pax doesn't resolve. Obviously, random example, but whatever, you get the point. Anyways, when your opponent activates a normal spell, trap card, or monster effect, quick effect, you can detach all materials from this card, and if you do, that effect becomes add 1 card from your opponent's graveyard to their hand. That is like Artifact Durandal, in the sense where it traffics like the effect of a card, and it transforms it into something else. There's a lot of other cards in the game that do that, but for me, Durandal was like the best example, because it's a card that I actually played at very recently. But ironically enough, not even for the Omni-Negate effect, rather just for the hand looping effect. Well, I mean, I guess with Droll and Logbird. This effect is really good. It does, well, first of all, it negates an opponent's card, of course. But it also makes it so that your opponent moves a card from the graveyard to somewhere else, which allows your Exorcister monsters to, like, transform into rank 4 monsters, which is cracked. And also, you get a card from, like, your graveyard back to your hand? Isn't that completely unfair? So you get to negate something, you get to evolve your Exorcisters, and then you add a card from your graveyard to your hand, because it's like your opponent's cards that, like, your opponent's card effect becomes the opponent adds a card from his graveyard to his hand. So in other words, like, it affects you, like, you are your opponent's opponent, and that makes sense, unless I'm reading it wrong. But this feels a little too broken. This effect is completely unfair. Obviously, it only negates normal spell and trap cards or monster effects, so, you know, there's a couple of cards that can deal with this relatively easily. Book of Eclipse, you can't do anything about it. It is what it is. And obviously, you know, Forbidden, Droplet, Dark Cooler, etc., blah, blah, blah. All those cards, obviously, they're gonna have a somewhat of an impact, but at the very least, you would get the first effect off. So this card always does a lot. Huge fan of Exorcister Carmel for every reason possible. I mean, it's good through Drool. And then, yeah, negate stuff, so you can negate Regeki, which has been an issue for this deck, actually. If you end on, like, Martha and a bunch of Exorcister monsters, you just get Regeki, you cry, you want to kill yourself. Now it's, like, not really the end of the world anymore. You can negate it, and also, you can recycle back a handshot. Bro, this is too good. I don't know. But you're probably not going to be recycling back a handshot. Add one card from your opponent's graveyard to their... Yeah, so your opponent chooses which card you're getting back, right? Unless I'm missing something. You just let me know in the comment section, because I'm a little stupid when it comes to, like, your opponent's effects becoming something... Your effect changes how your opponent's effect affects you, right? Whatever. Exorcister Bat Mater. Continuous spell card, first, second, and third effect once per turn. When this card resolves, add 2 Exorcister monsters from your deck to your hand and discard 1 card. Alright, cool. Okay, so I can draw this and Fua, and then I search, like, Martha and, like, whatever, and then I discard the Fua, so it's like, even the dead cards going first are not dead cards. Fantastic. This is Melody of Waking Dragon, but even better, because if it gets ashed, then I'm not discarding for cost. It all happens in one shot. And also, you can't ogre this, because it's like when this card resolves. So it's even better. So you're losing to even less things. Remarkable effect. Everything about it. Like the fact that you're searching 2, the fact that discarding is not a cost, the fact that it doesn't lose to ogre. Beautiful. You can target one face of monster you control immediately after this effect resolved. Normal summon 1 Exorcister monster mentioned on it. Yeah, I mean, sure, it's fine. It's fine. If you build your deck correctly, this should be live very often. I think some of the Exorcister monsters that have an issue would be like Sophie and... Oh, hold on, Sophia? Yeah, Sophia and Eren. Because Eren kind of sucks, it doesn't really do anything. And then Sophia is like, cool, you draw a card, but like, you know, the monster mentioned on it is Eren, right? Or maybe it's the other way around? Yeah, okay, hold on a second. It's not yeah, okay, yeah, exactly, okay, yeah, whatever, okay, who cares? Okay, so if a monster is sent to your opponent's graveyard, even during the damage step, you can make your opponent banish one of them. Oh, okay, wow, that's really good. This is, again, a double, like, bonus effect. So, not only will it banish your opponent's cards instead of, like, sending them to just, you know, when they were sent to the graveyard. And also, you choose when you want to do that. So, you can choose the timing so that it becomes, like, way more inconvenient for your opponent. But also, it makes the opponent banish the card. So, again, it will transform your Exorcister monsters into rank 4s, which is completely cracked because that is when the deck truly shines. Like, you do this, and then you chain... Vadis, summon 2 monsters from deck, and then you go chaining 1, chaining 2 because the card was moved from the graveyard, but your opponent moved the card from the graveyard, and then yeah, you just proceed to profit. So yeah, very good card. And also, by the way, what is like really broken here is that let's just say you go normal summon a monster and then summon another Exorcister, you activate this, you search 2 cards, and then what happens is that your opponent like fuas you or drills you or whatever. You can go, okay, chain this on res, and then, you know, like, a card already left the grave. A card already moved from the grave, so that you can chain your Exorcister monsters on your own turn. So, even when you're getting a handshot, this card is, like, very proactive. It's not just reactive. So, I think Exorcister is gonna have, like, a very easy time through handshots now because of this card. Much more consistent. And also, Drool is not gonna be an issue. Some board breakers are not gonna do anything, like Regeki, Thrust, etc. They're not gonna be as good. And overall, the deck just feels infinitely better with this new wave of support. I think this is exactly what the deck needed. It really is that insane. I think in Genesis, this deck will most likely be the best deck, to the point where I think Exorcister cards themselves will start costing points, because otherwise it's going to be unreasonably broken with these new cards. Anyways, let's get into the final cards that we'll be reviewing today. The new Rescue Ace monsters. So the first one is Rescue Ace Quick Attacker. By the way, some people have been messing around with, what was it again? Habakiri, summon Saji, activate Ritual, summon Habakiri, send Nightsword Serpent, Kusanagi, activate Prayers, Tribute, revive back at 4, make Dempsey, and then search for, like, Rescue Ace. Was it Airlifter? I don't think so, but whatever. It was like full Rescue Ace combo, basically. So Habakiri is full everything combo, but it's particularly convenient for Rescue Ace. And with a new wave of support, maybe just maybe it's gonna be it's gonna be the same thing again. So anyways, this one is Rescue Ace Quick Attacker, level 3 Fire Warrior, so it is searchable by Dempsey, just in case you're wondering. First and second effect once per turn. You can shuffle another Rescue Ace card from your hand or face a field into the deck. Rescue Ace card, so now your bricks, it's not the end of the world if you draw them. Special summon this card from your hand, alright? You can tribute this card, and then you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except fire monsters. You can still go into Princess, and from what I'm seeing, this new Link monster. Also, add one Rescue Ace monster from your deck to your hand, then if only your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon the added monster. Okay, so this is kind of like a weak Lone Fire Blossom, but if you're going second, then it's a really good Lone Fire Blossom. It basically just summons any Rescue Ace from the deck, so obviously you're summoning Turbulence, but you can also just search Turbulence, which summons itself by banishing, was it 1 or 2 from the grave? It's 2 Rescue Ace cards. Okay, so this card by itself, I don't know if it's full combo actually. I'm not really sure. If you're going first, I don't really think it is full combo. All it does really is search Preventer. And from what I'm seeing, I think that's it. Because it does take up your normal summon, so yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of confused. I feel like this card is not too great, again, by itself. Maybe it is, but anyways, Rescue Ace Arbitrator, Link 4 Fire Machine, okay, 2+ fire monsters, so Promethean Princess and whatever else it's summoned back. You can only special summon this boy once per turn, and the second effect is twice per turn. Okay, if this card is Link Summon, you can add a Rescue Ace Hydrant or Rescue Ace Headquarters, so the field spell, from your deck or graveyard to your hand. That's fine. The field spell, it gives you a draw by shuffling back. It's kind of like a huge Daigusto Emerald for 4 cards. And it can give you an extra normal summon for a Rescue Ace monster. So that's pretty decent. But it's very easy to access in your deck, I think. If you activated a Rescue Ace Quick Play spell card or normal chop, you can target a card on your opponent's field, destroy that target. This is twice per turn. So it adds 2 extra disruptions to your board. Which is really cool because now you get to... What? It's like negate an opponent's monster effect and like prevent it from being used as a material for something if you control Hydrant. The other one, it's like destroy, and then your opponent cannot use card or effect with like the same name until the rest of the turn if you control Hydrant. Another one is like a Shark Cannon, I think. And the other one, it adds from... Hold on a second, it searches? I forgot. But whatever. It's pretty good. So yeah, the fact that you can add 2 pops on top of everything that you're doing, it can definitely make your end board even more oppressive. But if Rescue Ace is ever mainstream... Yo, this format is gonna have a lot of Lightning Storms, Evenlies, and stuff like that because back removal, they wipe the floor with Rescue Ace. This deck doesn't really make Omni Negates for the most part, and also it plays a lot of bricks and a lot of fake cards, so yeah, that's a little unfortunate for Rescue Ace fanatics out there. But yeah, still, I mean, very good cards overall. It's just that I don't think they're insane, right? Definitely not on the same level as these cards. Like Exorcister, Carmel, and also Batmater, both of them are correct. Literally, I can't even figure out which one is the best. Obviously, they're not comparable. One is a spell and a starter. The other one's a rank 4, so you can only make it when you're playing the game. Yeah, much better than the Rescue Ace cards, which are decent, but that's pretty much it. But yeah, Exorcister cards, this is as perfect as it gets. And also, for the Archmage monster, I mean, no complaints. I'm not like an Archmage expert, so I can't really... talk too much about it, but I do think that it's a great card nonetheless. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know how you feel about all these cards in the comment section below. Are you more of like an Archmage fan, or Exorcister, or Rescue Ace player, and were you happy with these new cards? And yeah, I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.